the advice of counsel. Like I'm gonna be real with you. Like for me, when I left like the courthouse and shit like that, it was like just chill and be still. All right, cool. That's gonna be hard for me to do, but I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Um, obviously we have a lot to discuss, but I'm gonna tell you this. This is kind of gonna be a two-parter. One is gonna be today for us to kind of chill, talk. You can ask your questions. We can go over a few things. But the second part is going to be when the transcripts come out, and I'm going to explain to you why that I'm waiting for the transcripts to come out before I start addressing shit, because this is where I'm going to start clocking holes with notices. Now, I've had so far to look up, I believe, 5 different states. I'm going to say 4, but I looked up the 5th one just because I need to have my legal mind correct when I start handing out notices on bitches, and so I can get these hoes lined up real quick. It's very hard when you're having to argue with not only one person, but when you have to argue with damn near 4 different people. Bitch, I'm at this point now, I'm not going to argue with you hoes, and I'm not about to argue with you niggas. The way I'm about to start doing it, what I've learned from this trial is these little pre-trial notices that need to go out, it varies from state to state. What I have learned is a lot of those states I researched did not require me to send out a pre-trial notice. It required me at least though to say, bitch, you need to retract that and you need to correct yourself if you do not. And even if they do, the fact that the notices or what has been put out has been up for so long now, and the impressions have gone up for so much now that even if they do take it out and even if they do retract, you can still be hit with it. You feel me? So don't worry. I sat back and I listened to y'all, and it was like, I hope NOIR is taking notes. LSA, I heard you. I read you. Yeah, I read it. Yeah. So I'm just letting you know, I saw the shit and they were sending me the screenshots, and this is all the way from Spaces all the way to them on YouTube. So let's get into a little bit of that, right? Let me start by saying this, because I caught up on Survivor's channel. Shout out to her. I caught up on a couple of people's channels here, so where I can be in the loop of things, so I wouldn't come in walking like 100% blindly. What I don't like is how one person could take one thing and you literally weren't fucking there in the courtroom for you to be repeating the shit that you've repeated is very dangerous and very defamatory. Not only are you repeating things, you're not even telling me a lie that I told. So you're just going to vaguely put out that I lied and not even break down on what I supposedly lied about, correct? Not only are you proving what I said correct about things being coat-like, because remember, they asked me that on the stand, gag, because ain't nobody mentioned that though. Notice ain't nobody mentioned to you that they set up and asked me on the stand. You mentioned that they were coat-like. What do you mean by that? Only for y'all to turn around and start going back and attacking me again on social media in this very chat. Because if you scroll all the way up before this show, you see them in this chat saying, you lied on the stand. You go have God go atone for all this crazy shit. And I'm like, who told you I lied on the stand? Where'd you get that narrative from? Who lied and told you that? Only for you to turn around and prove the exact fucking thing I said on the stand. It's very cult-like because people don't have a mind of their own. People just believe one certain thing and they go off of that, and it's very dangerous to society. Mind you, the 2 people I just talked to behind the scenes, one of the people that were there reporting on the situation was asking for clarity, saying, could you clarify this and could you break down this for us, because I'm having a hard time understanding why they're saying you're lying about this. I said there's literal audio proof of this. One of the things they claim I lied about was the Zoom call situation with the sex tape and how it was being sold. You would be a fucking moron to challenge me on that, knowing that there's an active investigation being done right fucking now looking into that. You would be an idiot to take me back up on the stand and say that I perjured myself about that. You would be a fucking liar. When there's people in here right now that's look in the chat saying, I remember that. When there's actual evidence of your website existing in that moment, of them having to pay $5 for a link that gave them what? Access to both Discord and access to both online spaces of Zoom. You would be a fucking idiot to challenge me on that. Yes, Nelly Nels. What's going on, babe? Mind you, I've been super quiet. I let people go on pro-ass press tours. Ain't nobody, people is literally online, not being a part of the court shenanigans that went on, not even having the balls to show up in court because notice the bitch is talking about some, oh, I'm flying down for this. I'm coming down for this. I looked around, where they at? Nigga, I threw that shit on and I put them shades on and I walked out the courtroom. Nigga, I did my part and I left. But notice a lot of these hoes is getting online talking a bunch of shit that they didn't know about and wouldn't even know in nobody's courtroom. So you just repeating misinformation. And you go get on spaces bragging about it? Like you're not finna get hit with paperwork. And here's my issue to you, little Miss Spaces, since you think you're so smart and since you want to do so much, and since you're on here lying, because now you lying on me again, I want you to take your ass to the LAPD, and I'm giving you a notice as of today. Being that it's already too late and it's pretty much beyond working hours, they ain't gonna do shit today. Starting Monday, the clock starts for you. You have until Friday, 5 p.m. If I don't see some paperwork, if I don't get some type of call from somebody saying something about me doxing anybody here in LA, I'm going to turn around and hit your ass with paperwork for lying. That's the last time you fucking get on spaces lying on me. That's the last time you get up with them other two buffoons looking like the Three Stooges getting up online lying about. I give you till 5 p.m. Friday. If I don't see some type of paperwork, and if I don't get a call from a lawyer, I'm gonna let you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna then turn back around and recontact Detective Anderson, because see, this is what you missed, little Miss Crying Wolf. I went back to them back in April on you. They required me to get a restraining order on you back then, and they said, "Okay, let's do this. If she's not actively doing anything right now, then it's up to you if you want to go do it. You don't have to." But we're advising you based off what I showed them with those audio recordings about putting the whole bounty on my head and all that crazy ass shit that you was doing. They said, you need to go get a restraining order against this lady. I said, I can't find that hoe. But let's put this on. Let's just make this in the background real quick, just in case something else happened. Only for you to turn around and sit up and be lying on me online. Lying, talking about I've been doxing you. Where? This is how thorough I know I am, and this is how solid I know I am. There isn't a doxing in piece of existence that I have done that you would fucking be able to put out. I dare you to put that shit out right now, just so I can make a fucking fool of you. Whoever is trying to put in your ear, feeding you misinformation that I'm doxing anybody, I want them names and I want to line them hoes up today. Somebody lying to you. I could give a piece of a fuck less about who you are and where you stay and what you do outside of this and outside of my short interaction with you. Whoever set up and told you that shit, they lied to you and they set your ass up and you finna get hit with that paperwork. Show me. I want you to show me what I did. You can have this phone, you can have this laptop, and we can take that shit to the FTI forensics or whoever it is right now and have them hoes scan that shit. And it won't be a piece of shit in here from you, except for when I found that screenshot on LSA that had your piece of information, and that's the one thing that I could give them aside from your number to say, this is what I have on this lady, this is all I know about this lady. I do not know this lady outside of this short interaction. That's it. And even then, that shit that I had got back from LSA, if you recall, I did not put that on there. Right? It took somebody else that I was talking to behind this. I said, could you clarify this for me? Because I'm not understanding where she's getting this information that I'm doxing her. I said, because I know this not to be true. How do I fight against something like this that I know not to be true? You really can't outside of court. And so until them people have you fucking right there in the court saying, okay, show us what you got. Let's do a forensic test. And then when it come back, then you go be on record knowing for doing defamation. I want you to show the people, since you had the people's attention so much, right? Since you want so much attention, right? Show them people what you got. And I want you to say, this is for sure Noir doing this. I want you to show me. Yes, they can trace. That's what I'm saying, boo. So it's like I need you to show me, baby. I want that shit to come back to this address. I need that shit to be direct line. No in between, no middleman. And if I swear to God, if it ain't hitting my MAC IP address and if it ain't coming back to this unit, you about to get lined up in court. And I'm not playing with you. You have to 5 o'clock Friday, next Friday. That's how much I know. I'm telling you to go file paperwork on me just so we can get this shit cleared up right now. Secondly, since we on the Three Stooges, because I'm just gonna go down a line of hoes. Let me tell you something, little boy, because I just really, there's not a time on here that you can really pinpoint that I just set up and drug you on this internet, but you about to get it today. That whole I'm young excuse not gonna fly with me, because even in your younger days, you've been starting shit. I'm about to have you back out in New York walking around with a duffel bag trying to find the nearest McDonald's for some free Wi-Fi so you can go to a bodega and order you a nice hot horchata. Because when I get fucking done with you, little boy, I'm gonna sue the rest of that little other piece of kidney you got fucking left off of you. That's the reason why the guys are sitting up dimming your switch like a fucking clap on, clap off switch right now, and your shit halfway working. You go damn near have to sell the other piece of the good one just to pay off what I'm about to throw on you. Since you want to open up DMs, because this is where you fucked up with me, ho. He go post a little piece of a DM talking about some, oh, he been waiting to get his lick back, or been doing whatever for the past 3 years. Really? Would you then send somebody like that revenge porn from her Discord that's about to get her implicated into another situation? You want that type of work on you? Because let me not go to these DMs right now. See, this is where y'all be fucking up with me. When y'all be in my DMs, see, this is the shit I be talking about. Y'all be bringing me shit. Y'all be in my DMs, kicking and shit like that. And then for some odd reason, when y'all feel like y'all want to get on somebody else's team that y'all feel is winning, because y'all are clout chasers. Y'all literally been getting thrown and getting fucked from platform to platform. And whenever y'all get tired of one platform, you go get fucked on another one. Then you go to another one and go get fucked over there. And then you get kicked off of there. So you got to bring some weird shit just to make it look like, make yourselves appealing. But what you didn't tell them in that same DM around that same time frame is when you call yourself so pissed off at her that you showed me that screenshot of her on revenge porn on somebody else in that Discord. You really want to open up this? You really want to open up these DMs? Because see, now that you just proved on Twitter, since you were so happy and since you're showing so much support, right? You just showed how you linked to her and you just showed that. But bet, okay. And tell me I'm lying. In fact, let me go. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. Let me go to this DMs. Let me show you how. Hold on. Let me show you how bad of a nigga I am, because you're not gonna play with me, little nigga. Hold on. What's this thing? Let me go. Hold on, let me find it real quick. I just need to read to you leading up to this, just so you can know I'm not playing with you. Let me go back. Here it is. This is what. Only getting down. I'm gonna have to scroll all the way back. Hold on, real quick, y'all. Let me see something, because I know where it's at. Let me go. Scroll down. Hold on. Let me quick. Give me a second, y'all. Because I'm finna line your ass up real quick, little boy. Little kidney bean. That's your nickname. You go wish you wouldn't have never even fucked with me, because I've been super nice. I've been really super nice. But since you want to open up DMs and since you want to put yourself in some legal action, okay, we go do that. And now you finna have her on the stand trying to explain why this is a pattern now. Notice how good I am with just keeping shit and just holding on to shit. I don't even be sitting up trying to do shit, but y'all be forcing me to open up DMs and shit every time. This is why I try to keep my DMs clean. Mind you, we're not even gonna say this. How this picture of you when you got this girl on live with her damn near half her titties showing with this horrible long blonde wig when she was in apparently in the hotel. This is when she was in California, by the way. I ain't even say none of that. I left that shit alone. And you want to open up DMs but see, you want to be seen and you want to be talked to. But see, the way that you move behind the scenes, you like to move and you like to do slick shit too, and then sit up and be acting like you be minding your business. That's what you hoes like to do. And sitting up laughing at that same picture that I took at the well, I didn't take it, but then and then that's a whole nother lie. Hold on. NOIR paid somebody to take pictures at the courthouse. Who the fuck told you that? NOIR was down there taking pictures at the courthouse. Who the fuck told you that? Okay, here we go. Boom. What date is this? This is damn. Scroll up. I need to find a date because this ain't like iPhone where you can swipe over and it'll tell you the exact date. But I know it was in 2022. But anyway, I don't know the date, but I'm gonna read to you where we at with this, just so you can know. So yeah, old girl, and I'm not gonna say the dude's name because I'm not trying to embarrass him. This is his effort. This is his new picture here. So old girl and old boy going back and forth about how he been acting, and boom, Landon dropped a screenshot of what such and such had posted and deleted it in P Valley when it first got started. His picture had his camera roll below, and all you saw was dick and ass. Cut to, I said yikes, LMAFL, nigga busted in 4K. Cut to you posting the nude, showing the shit in P Valley. So you want to open up DMs? The way I open up DMs is about to be to the fucking police. Hello, 911. I would like to report a crime. I would like to report some shit that's been going on in my DMs since a bitch want to open up some DMs. You want to go? What was it? Why? We want to do that? But you believe so much, right? And then here's the gag. Here's the beautiful gag of it all. I'm laying in my bed. This happened like not this past Sunday. This happened the Sunday before last. I'm chilling because I'm recovering back from the Miami trip. The time difference fucked me up completely. That 3 hour time difference, which is part of why I was cried up on stage. I was tired. It was a lot going on with me, nigga. I had lost 3 hours. I was trying to get my bearings. I don't like staying in hotels. I just don't. I like to feel comfortable, nigga. Had a lot going on, by the way. But I'm laying in bed on Sunday because I had slept in because I was just exhausted. I get a call from the lawyers saying, "Don't go online, don't do nothing, don't respond." I'm not because nigga, I'm asleep. So what are you talking about? They was like, "Oh, well, no, if you don't know about it, then yeah, don't just don't." Okay. Then I turn around and get a text message. I'm not gonna reveal the person's name, but I get a text message saying such and such is on Spaces right now talking about you. I said, okay, but this is number two. So it's something going on that I clearly do not know about. I need to, because you can't tell me don't go do something and I'm not going to at least go get a screenshot or something. I need to know what's going on while I'm being brought up so fucking bad. They all on Spaces carrying on. Dum Dum is sitting in the audience. What do you think they finna do with that? Of Dum Dum sitting in the audience listening to the Three Stooges going in on the witness that just came from the whole thing after Megan Kniff just said, and what did she say? As if we need the jury and them to know that they've been cyberbullying this person too. linking all the shit I just said about the whole cult like shit together in real fucking time. Whole time I'm chilling, minding my business. The whole discussion wasn't even about me, but y'all carrying on. It's some really low brow bullshit going on. I don't think you niggas understand what you're playing with. And that's what bothers me, Lemsky. He said, and the fact that they never the mob. That's what I'm really confused. But remember, I said months ago, y'all go start listening to some of the shit that I be saying. I know I be sounding like when I be rambling sometimes, but it was something in me. I said, I kind of feel like people want to be back up over there. And remember when such and such came out with the screenshot, Noir, I'm gonna expose you and I'm gonna show how much you obsessed. Talking like he's fucking throat full of cholesterol. I'm gonna show you how much. Yeah. I just had to prove to somebody else the other night. I had to send screenshots. I said, this literally is the context of the conversation. This whole going off on me about asking one simple question of information made zero sense on as to why you went off the way you did, only for you to fucking turn around and me find out a week before trial that you ain't got tossed to the side again because you ain't got used up again for information that was not beneficial. Only for them to turn around. And here's the gag, though. A lot of that shit that was brought up in court on the stand wasn't being brought up from Meg's side. It was brought up from her side, which means somebody is throwing somebody under the bus. Bitch, I'm gonna let you know it wasn't me. I was being asked questions. When I was being asked about on site, it wasn't from Meg's side. That's the gag. And what did they do when I got up on the stand and questioned her? I only found this out just days later. Did you get him such and such fired from on site? What you think they doing? And the whole guy had to get up there and say yes. Bitch, they lining your ass up, and you ain't got up online and did that. I can't wait for them transcripts to come out. They lined up something nasty, and I found out there was some more people deposed that we didn't even know about. But celebrate your little spaces, boo. Y'all got up there. I hope it's still up. I hope that they recorded those analytics and found out how many people tune in. You're proud of your numbers. I hope that you understand that those count towards something bigger. I hope you know that. Be proud of yourself, boo. I really hope you're prepared. But here's the get you gotcha. Let's then cut to me being on the stand, right? Because this is where people put their foot in their ass, and then the mockingbirds like to get up online and do the same thing and like to repeat misinformation. Hoes ain't told you one thing I stood up and lied about. Like I said, I had to clarify that I was not lying about the situation with me and her falling out. You got lard ass over there talking about so he was mad at us because we was friends in the friend group. Bitch, none of us knew about a fucking friend group until after I left. What are you talking about? Nigga, are you in high school? You think I give a fuck about a friend group? Are you okay? Question me this. Riddle me this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to ask you in the audience. When exactly did we find out about the friend group? Because it's sure it wasn't when I was actually in the fucking mob. We didn't find out about that shit until after I left. So how is it now you're going to turn around and say, he was mad because she wouldn't choose and we was in a friend group? Are you fucking slow, nigga? She getting up on the stand saying one thing. You're online saying it was a friend group. Bitch, okay? Like you over there branded cattle? Just stupid. Why would I be jealous of a friend group of a motherfucker I met before you that we were getting online saying, this my nigga, this my brother, this my family, this, that, and the other? Why would I be jealous of a fucking friend? You need to get your fucking priorities in order, bro. It's very childish. And it's like, so y'all are actually trying to rewrite history as if we all weren't there, as if we all didn't know how shit went down, as if we all didn't know that there's audio existing of y'all in a space talking shit, as if I still don't have text messages between me and her saying the problem is basically you and we need to talk about that shit. I didn't put that shit off on you, nigga. I put that shit off on her because that's the common denominator. Bitch, you were not a factor in that. Sure, you were a part of the fallout, but at the end of the day, I can't hold a bunch of niggas that I wasn't cool with responsible for me and my friend falling out, nigga. This where you're sadly mistaken. You're interjecting yourself into something you had no business dealing with. But for some reason, you're making yourself more important than the fuck you are. If you seriously thought me, Amel, Cottrell, Holland Briggs, the NOIR King was fucking jealous of you in any shape or fashion, nigga, did you see how I looked when I popped up at that fucking courthouse and I fucking left? Did you see the suit? Did you see the gold? Did you see the face? Did you see the skin? Did you see the fuck how I looked, nigga? You think I'm walking around looking like this? Is did you see this profile picture with my head turned towards the sky to the God I serve? Nigga, did you think that I fucking looked down and said, I'm jealous of that nigga? Bitch, I would fucking die. Suicide would not look at the difference between you and I. The fuck Cardi say? You must gotta be tripping. Bow tie and a ribbon, sitting in my driveway, not getting driven. You some Benz bitches. Oh, you just starting. Nigga, you must be crazy if you think I walk around like this. Skin kissed by the fucking sun. Golden. Look, the nigga with the actual golden undertone. Notice how bitches even stole my swag with that shit. If you literally go to my Instagram picture right now, you will see a brown skinned nigga with a nice golden undertone. Bitches even stole that. You will literally sit here and look at me and say, this nigga was jealous of me. That's how I know you're fucking off the deep end and you are delusional. Not a filter in sight. I walked out like that. I didn't stay around for no pictures. I didn't stay around for no shots. I didn't stay around for no interviews. I came, I did my thing, and I left. But the most part that pisses me off about you hoes, you was literally sit on this internet talking the biggest shit about that woman. Came up on the panel talking the biggest shit. Was behind the scenes talking the biggest shit, and then turned around and showed your fucking hand. You niggas is pussy. When it really came down to who go really get up and do their shit and do whatever and tell the truth, you niggas sat up and sat back and did nothing. You sat back and cowered, and as soon as you thought that you can get a little bit of glow from that woman, you switched sides again and then went right on Instagram and showed Instagram, Twitter, or wherever you posted that shit and showed your fucking hand. You are the worst kind of people. No, whatever your name is, Ming Yen. No, talking about the Three Stooges. I'm not even getting to him yet. Scary ass niggas. But they gonna be quick to throw that obsessed thing. But then, literally, if we go to court and them DMs get opened up, it's gonna show you equally sending shit to me about that lady. Even in moments when I wasn't talking about that lady, y'all would be bringing shit up. Did you see the paperwork? Oh, your friend getting served. Oh, did you see this? Oh, they on LSA talking about me. Bitches is so pussy, they don't even want to go talk to LSA. In my DMs, they're attacking me. I said, bitch, stay from LSA then. Why your bitches be down in LSA and they be mad because they be dragging y'all ass? Stay the fuck from down there then, ho. With your scary ass. Stay coming in my DMs. You bitch, you the biggest pussy. Not only is you big, you a big, scary ass bitch. Oh, they down there in LSA dragging me. Why are you down in LSA? Oh, wait. You said I must be. Wait. Bigger than big. What you talking about? I'm sorry. When I be talking, I don't be reading all the comments like that. I look down every now and then. I just look down now. Like I see you now, just because I called it, but I don't know. I don't know. And the comments is going up fast. Oh, you say must be station. It must be. You know, sometimes shit be deleting. You said they made me mad and I left and came back when it was over. Man, listen. Y'all some scary assholes. Like if I have an issue with LSA and I say, man, y'all looking at it the wrong way, I say it on here. They not bad people. They cool people. They talk shit just like we talk. Okay, you don't agree with them shits? Okay. But don't come to me, bitch, like I'm supposed to do something. The fuck do you want me to do about LSA? Go talk to them. Shit. Man, because they got your big ass down there. And they don't talk about me. And they got you again. Shit. I never understand these wives and shit in there in lingerie and shit. What are you doing? So desperate to be sick. Anyway, let me get off them hoes because I don't spend enough time on them. But again, that paperwork better be filed. I know that. It better be filed showing that I was doxing you like you sit up and lied. And the fact that you sit up and lied to myself, I've been stalking somebody for 3 years. Oh, baby. I know you don't want that type of, I know you do not want that type of defamation put up on you. I know you don't. I know you do not. The clock starts now. Because I guarantee you my rebuttal is going to be very brutal. Text messages will be put out. You cannot sit up and say somebody is stalking somebody when you're providing them information and you're doing it voluntarily unasked. That's the way I got Cameron's, if I'm not mistaken, that's the way I got that boy mugshots. I didn't even know about that shit until you come sending it. But then you run it up on him too much. I want to talk to you, Cam. You hoes is fake, bro. I don't get this shit. I don't operate like this, dog. That's baby. Don't worry. I'm about to get to that, BMJ. Here's the gag, though. How you gonna say I'm lying on the stand when there's literal proof of you doing the thing that you're projecting? Let me give you an example. Because see, I'm gonna give an example. Online, which is what they played in court, right? Is this picture? Is this video real of Meg? It can't be real, right? Well, I ain't gonna post it from my real account. But then get up on the stand and say, well, I thought it was real. But then took your ass to CBS and said, well, I think they asked you, did you think that it was real? And what'd you say? Absolutely not, right? I'm telling you right now, and I'm gonna give you a word of advice. The media plays a very dirty game when it comes to that. That's gonna come back to bite you in your ass. Little do you know. When they get to pulling that audio of you on station here from the evidence, and then they're gonna pull what you said on the stand, and then they're gonna pull and then compile that with the shit on CBS, baby. And the lawyer and your lawyers let you walk right the fuck into it. That's the gag. That's the gag. Your own lawyers and they sitting right there with you and let you walk right into that shit. I'm sitting back like, bitch, I ain't even a lawyer. What? I ain't even a lawyer. You let her answer that? Baby, let me tell you something about white media. Let me tell you about something in general, but see, I call that's Latin media. So we go call, it's always a black and white thing with us. Let me tell you about them. They gonna give you just enough rope. They gonna give you just enough. Just a touch of love, a little bit. They just go give you just a touch, just enough. And when they do, okay, I'm gonna do that now. Thank you. And when they do, that's what I'm waiting on. That's why I say this is gonna be a part two. I need to read this bar for bar, word for word, so these hosts can't misquote me. Because see, this is where I see. This is why I've been quiet all week. Like I said, you say you listened to the song earlier. um, this is what I've been doing all week. I've been going around collecting these interviews. I've been going around making notes. So when those transcripts come out, people gonna be held accountable for sitting their ass right in that courtroom, coming out and tweeting things that I did not say. I'm gonna give you a hint. In California, I don't have to warn you a shit about a pre-trial notion or nothing. I'm gonna just send you that. I'm gonna just send you that paperwork. The only people out of every state that I searched that required a pre-court notice was Texas. DC didn't require one. New York didn't require one. Cali didn't require one. Georgia, I think, required some different notice, but it's not requiring of whatever. You about to learn today. Since new media, y'all want to be recognized with that? I don't like this term new media. I don't know what the fuck is up with y'all. But there's better people that have been doing this shit longer than y'all. I don't understand that do damn near the same thing. That run whole ass more successful blogs and have way more followers than y'all. But for some odd reason, everybody want to be claimed a new something. They've been doing that shit. If that's the case, then is the neighborhood talk not new media? Is the shade room not new media? Is on site not new media? Is who else? Who else? Hollywood Unlocked. Is they not new media? Sure, they may be a little bit older, but they've been doing it a lot longer. They're not traditional media. What we then look at as when we see this new media wave, we then see it as, well, is this just a part of the sector of the media that's just allowed to just run around rambunctiously, not following any type of code of ethics, even when it comes to their own black people? Because now when we look at black media, when we look at new media, because basically that's what it is, black media. I wish I would just say that versus new media, but okay. When we look at new media and when we start seeing a track record, if we really want to keep it a buck, there's already a very disgusting, tainted track record of new media. When we look at who's been sued and who have lost against new media, it's 3 strikes so far. Tasha K, Cardi B. Knows It Whole Live, Nicki Minaj. Old Girl, now Megan Thee Stallion. What exactly is new media a representation of right now? I'm confused. Because to me, and I think I heard this on your show, Limsky. I listened to you and Jalen and Survivor. I've been catching up a lot within the past 40 hours. It's been a fucking lot to listen to. But at this point, I think somebody has said, is new media being considered like basically the ghetto of media? I would say yes. It's when we really look at how new media is being formed, it's not being formed as someplace you go to know that it's 100% certified for information. It's looked at as it's the media takeout of information, if that makes sense. We know media takeout tell the truth every now and then. They be having some tea every now and then, but you don't go to media takeout to get actual factual shit. You do not go there to get the actual real deal Holyfield news. Yeah, very bottom of the barrel, very what's that newspaper that people used to go to just for like the scandals and shit? What's the name of that? Yes, the National Enquirer. Yes. Like, you know, National Enquirer is full of bullshit, but you know, every now and then they sprinkle in a little bit of truth or just a little bit of something. You'd be like, oh, that okay, National Enquirer had that, like, what they had that one little thing. They did that one little thing. Yeah, the tabloids. So when we look at this now, and I feel like this is only just the beginning of what's about to come, because we then have to open up the fact of what does this mean moving forward. This isn't just a clear cut, oh, somebody got taken to court and they lost. This, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. This then goes into the fact of now everybody else is in danger of being hit with lawsuits and different other. It changes the aspect of how we move forward. It, to me, it's not a good look. But I'm glad they made you the face of it, because, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why it's super dangerous, and I'm gonna tell you why people are happy probably that she's the face of it. If it goes downhill, and here's the thing: if it really goes downhill, the problem is your name is stamped on the fun fact of being new media. I've always said this with black women, and I'm gonna say it again. Y'all never see when they send you up for the okie doke. They put you in a certain spotlight, and they give you like all this spotlight and all these praises and all these different things. But the second it go wrong, what they gonna do? Look at how black women act, and look how they be lying and be disrespectful to each other, and then they start tearing you down. They start shredding. Then they start shredding, and boom. Then they put it on the black community. They'll say it's black. It was a black woman that did it. Guess what black woman they're going to point at when it's that time in the spotlight of media? Guess who they're going to look at, and guess who they're going to say, this is the person who did this, and this is the face of new media. And it's not going to be Tasha K. It's not going to be Nosy Hole Live. It's not going to be Armand. It's not going to be Danat. It's not going to be Conscious TV. Guess who they're going to look at, and they're going to say it was her. And she appeared on CBS. When they asked me on the stand, they said that was a threat. I looked at that woman, did her. I said that wasn't a threat. I like how y'all tried to get me up there and act like I was threatening that woman on the audio recording. And this is another thing too I hate with the other big back. Talking about something, you've been breadcrumbing for years. You are a fucking idiot. If you think that I've been sending up breadcrumbing information out on the internet and they would not play it while I was on the stand as a defense. The only thing that they played from over here was from June the 22nd of 2022, that one audio that sparked all of this. You're not going to sit there and get up on your spaces and fucking flat out lie and say I've been breadcrumbing shit that they did not prove and pull up in court. What are you doing? This is very big bag behavior. So you sat up and said, I want you to show me what I've been breadcrumbing to the public. I need to see this. Because if you think that I breadcrumb anything or put out anything and they would not have found that and put that out in the court, you are a fucking clown. This is the problem with sitting up and just looking at people that just want to be seen and want to be heard, because they're willing to say anything. Anything just for a moment, just to be seen. But if you keep up with the pathology of this certain person that wasn't noticed even when we were all together over in the mob, then you would understand why she fights so hard to be seen. Why she dipping and dappling from platform to platform trying to have a voice. And then any man that falls up under her dictation or whatever like that, notice how they come out swinging for her. It started over here. I was swinging for her against Cam. She hops to another platform. Then it's Linsky, and then it's Linsky and them fighting for her. Now she jumping somewhere else. Now they over there swinging for her. Now she down to the other two. Now they swinging for her. Pay attention to how she took a rule out of that other one's playbook and she pulling the same shit. Going from platform to platform, calling discourse amongst the men. Having us fight in her honor, and she sitting back enjoying this shit. This whole pussy probably over there getting wet from this bullshit. But then want to sit up and get on your spaces laughing about me crying because that shit from my grandfather affected me, and it was tied during the time when I left and a lot of shit was overwhelming me at one time. And then you want to sit up and want sympathy from when you lost your people, but then want to sit up and laugh at me at the fact that I was crying over my grandfather. This is why I say you hoes be fake. Coming on here for sympathy, wanting people to show sympathy for you when your people be passing, and notice I ain't even say nothing negative about that. So I ain't gonna talk about that woman people passing by. I don't play with death like that. I gave a very vulnerable moment, and even people over exaggerated that because y'all not used to black men having emotional range to show you that they are humans. Not only that, I'm not expecting them to be a medical expert, but let me explain to you the things that I suffered through because I have an extensive medical record that can prove this. So if you ever want to take this to court, bitch, we can. The reason I was up there hyperventilating is my asthma kicks in at undiagnosed times. A lot of different times I am frozen into place, and I can't even explain to you the pain I feel shooting through my lungs. Not only was I going through an emotional state at that time, I was up there actually fucking hurting. I dare you to say I'm lying on that, and I take your ass to court and pull out these medical records. And how I have it well documented, how that shoots from my fucking lungs all the way up to my neck, where sometimes I be paralyzed and I cannot move. A lot of that shit happened while I was up there to understand. Of course, it was hard for the people to understand. You're not medical professionals. The few people I can respect that reported very accurately what I was going through was, I'm gonna give the black people a shout out first. Pam Esquire. I think her name is it Lejane or is it Lajane or Lejane? I don't know how to pronounce her name, but the Daka Diva. Megan Kniff. And I'm gonna say you this: Megan Kniff was the most accurate description of how I was up on the stand. Because I do not like people to see me cry. I fucking hate crying. It's one of the things when I be frustrated. If I'm crying, I either want to fight or I'm gonna cry because I can't fight. That's just when I be mad. Oh, when I be mad, that's why I was like, I'm frustrated because it's so much I'm going through right now, and that shit came back to me all at one swoop, and I got overwhelmed literally right then. I said, "Damn, I did not expect this shit to hit me like this." But it was something about the media being right here up on me on the left. Then you got the judge and them over here and the stenographer right here up on me on the right. You look for it right here. Then you got fucking the jury looking at you like this. Of course, they got to judge you as fuck. And then you got Meg and them sitting right here. And then, of course, you got this fucking treasure troll over here on the left looking at me, staring me down. She's seething. Eyes just bugged out, looking at me crazy. It just so happened after I collected myself and I looked over, she's staring dead at me. I looked at the hoe and rolled my eyes. Bitch, don't look at me. You don't put no fear in my heart, and I don't give a fuck. But you wanted to go scare me. I looked at her dead in her face for 2 seconds, and then looked the fuck forward back. Let me focus my energy back over. I'm right now. I got that shit out of my system now. You are stupid, BMJ. But again, Megan Kniff had the most accurate, followed by, I want to say, the Diva Docket. It was a mixture of those two. The action, Megan Kniff got right. But the whole thing of acting like I was just having just a whole sliding down the wall moment, you niggas gotta relax. I know y'all like to embellish a little bit, y'all like to put a little razzle dazzle on your shit. Do not act like I was in there rolling on the floor, having a whole ass meltdown, with Summer Walker playing in the background. Do not do that. You would have swore I was in there on the floor rolling around the way that these hoes described it. I put my head in my hand because I did not want to let them people see me cry. It was a lot for me. That way I turned myself, and this is when the breathing exercises came in, by the way. As Megan Kniff said, I turned my back to the audience and I did a bending down moment because I was trying to get control of my breathing. These hoes was acting like I was just in there just breaking down. Bitch, I was leaning over because I was trying to catch my breath in real time. You say, I thought the judge had you in her arms the way that they have carrying on. And it must have been bad for the judge to look at me and say, okay. And the judge actually looked at me and said, are you okay? I said, yes, ma'am. Then after that, it was on like popcorn after that. I ain't gonna lie, I was sobbing. I was crying. Don't get me wrong, because anytime I think about my grandfather in that moment and it's tied to all of that, it hits me real bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did that same shit in my deposition. Around that same spot, when I had to explain the same thing, I fucking cried during the same moment. That shit is not made up, dog. That shit hurt me. And you know what, Natural Honey, that is a very good thing that you brought up. I don't think in that moment, because I guess dealing with all of that, I actually gave myself enough time to properly grieve, like in a way to where I actually let out a cry. I think all that shit came out at that same time. That's a grieving cry. That shit had me damn near hollering like mad because I was frustrated, dog. I was like, I wish I could take my memories and put that shit just on the screen so these people can see all the shit I had to put up with. You saying she spoke about that too? Good. I was definitely overwhelmed. It was a fucking lot of information to try to get out in such a short amount of time, and you cannot. And this is the one thing I give her team, and not Meg's team. I'm talking about old girl team. It was a very cute strategy what y'all did, and this is my theory. I can't prove this. This is just my conspiracy. So hold on, before we. This is for entertainment purposes, just so they won't be like, "Ooh, don't be loud on me." It was a very cute theory for them to sit up a week before trial and say, "Oh my God, it's only two of us, and we can't go through all of this paperwork. It's so much shit, and we gotta go through, and we can't go through all the evidence of 400 plus documents. We need it cut down, Your Honor." Only for it to be cut down to 200. There was so much in that shit, and I understand that y'all were frustrated, like, why they didn't put us out? Why didn't they put us out? Why didn't they put us out? To me, this is my opinion. It was strategy. They knew it was some damage shit against that woman in all the 400 plus documents. But what did Rhonda in the pool? Right before Rhonda dipped her ass out and she on the sea. She's about selling seashells by the damn seashore in Miami. Got them other documents pushed to the side so they couldn't see all that other bullshit because they would have ate her ass up. Then Rhonda dip. Fuck this shit. Bye. So now here we go. Y'all are only working off of limited information. I understand it was frustrating, which is why I needed to put as much as possibly could that they weren't able to address within what not only I went to, because y'all have to remember, I was there for character. I was there to show pattern. I was there to show behavior. I was there to then also give my experience that led into this because I was there at the beginning of this. What they not gonna tell you as well to sit up and say that I'm lying about that whole looking into people information. I gave specific details about when she looked into Storm Monroe. Notice how none of them reported on that. Now, of course, they gave you a broad situation, but they not gonna tell you about how I broke down exactly what Storm was wearing. He had on a pink, I want to say polo shirt. At that time, he had blonde hair. Next time you talk to Storm, if anybody in here talk to Storm Monroe, ask him, is there a picture of you that exists where you are in a pink shirt? I think it was two females in the picture, and he had blonde hair during the time. I said, damn, that nigga look like Cisco. He got blonde hair. When I was describing things, I was giving detail, which is how the situation. This is back when Storm and Tasha were cool. This wasn't, and I think Tasha's not understanding this. This wasn't 2020 era when they both was kind of going back and forth, pulling on shit with each other. This was around 2019 before they really got into the thick of it. She looked up the information on Storm Monroe, and I think no, she started with Tasha. So hold on, let me stop. She started with Tasha, and she found out that girl's address. I forget how. It was one of those sites where you pay to get the people's background information, and then like the mug shots and all that shit like that. And she looked up this woman's house, and she was like, "I know Storm Monroe don't stay too far from her. I think she was going on little Google Earth, where you can go through like the little neighborhoods and shit." And she was searching through all there, and then she got all the way up to the house, and they wouldn't let her go over the fence. And she was like, "Damn, he won't let me go over there." I was like, "Okay," because during that time, I was being told that she was being assessed upon, and they was obsessed with her, and they was harassing her and bullying her. So of course, as a friend, I said, "Well, shit, man, look into it. Shit, what you on? What we talking about? What we doing?" What I find very odd, and what I need you people to understand, because I can't, because again, this isn't dealing with a lot of the case, so I couldn't go too deep into this. But what I find it very eerie is, in my opinion, to prey on somebody and then become friends with them, knowing the way that you feel about them. That to me is creepy. When the situation came up with Amon, and I need you to hear this, this is the very part of important piece of the puzzle. Why it's very eerie to me now seeing this, which is why I initially sent him a message. But then again, me being such a friend, I felt bad. I was like, damn, am I backstabbing my friend by trying to warn somebody that I see weird behavior, and which is why I deleted the message, right? When it came down to Armand, remember the time when she claimed that he came to Houston and he was cyberbullying her and he was stalking her and he was coming there to fight her and shit like that, right? She had brought that shit to me first before she came online to y'all. And I said, no, in fact, I didn't say this, but by then I was like, okay, this is number 3. Let me do the research myself. Because by then I had turned my brain back on. I said, nope, I can't believe shit that's just being brought to me now because I've seen 2 incidents. I can't do it. I'm not going to go out on the back. Because at first me and Armand had already, this is why Armand has a bad disposition about me right now. Me and him had argued on YouTube over her because she called me. She was like, see, he on my YouTube right now. See, he obsessed with me. And I came online, was cussing his ass out. This is me. I was on the way to the movies with my friends. I exactly remember I was on the way to Sherman Oaks. I remember we was going to see a movie, whatever. So of course he has a bad disposition about me because that was my interaction with him. But cut back to the story. Then I go to his pages. This is the guy. I go check his Twitter. I went to check his Instagram. I even went on YouTube to check community posts to see if it was a live video. I said, where is she getting this information that he came to Houston to fight her? So then you got to see, but anybody that knows her, you got to word things a certain way to make it not seem accusatory when you talk to her. So I said, hey, can you send me whatever you have on what Armand said or did or some type of post? Maybe he deleted whatever it is because I don't see it now. Nothing. Next thing I know, that whole went live and she went online saying, I'm gonna go call the police and I'm gonna go talk to the police about because he here threatening me and I feel threatened. I want to go to the police. And I'm like, do not fucking go to the police about Armand when this man has not said anything about fighting you or harming you or doing anything. This man is there for an event from what I'm seeing. I don't see shit about you. Okay, then the shit randomly disappeared. We don't hear nothing about it after that. Then all of a sudden now, interjecting herself into different things and cut to all of this, all of these ins and outs of now she's working her way up to being friends with Tasha. You see how that shit with her and Tasha K is, right? This has been in the works. I don't give a fuck what y'all think. And I know y'all be thinking I'll be crazy when I be saying this shit. Shit has been in the works since 2019. This woman has been wanting to be cool with them, but she has a roundabout way of interjecting herself. It's almost like a process of elimination. She gets with these people, she becomes friends, she creates beef, she moves up. She get with these people, she creates beef, she do this, and then she moves up. She does the it's social. It's a very ill-fitted parasocial social climate situation. I do not like that bullshit, in my opinion. That's the way I see it. That's the pattern I've been seeing. Because what sense does it make for you to know that you've been talking about academics, to drag him the way that you have, calling him fat academics, and all of a sudden they say one nice thing about you, now all of a sudden y'all friends, y'all cool. Talk all that shit about Charlamagne and Charlotte Gay and all that other shit like that. All of a sudden they call you beautiful, they call you pretty one time. All of a sudden, oh, I like this. Talked all that shit about Nick and talked to everything down to that woman pussy lips. All of a sudden now you fanning out. Talked all that shit about Ra sitting behind the scenes conspiring shit in her and your Discord during shows that I'm having to put fires out after each show. Then you, oh no, I ain't got no problem with you, Ra. This is pussy ass shit. If I ain't never seen it in my life. But them hoes go eat it up over there every time. Yeah, Quinn, you do your shit. Then you got the 3 little pigs over here creating spaces, just carrying on and doing all this shit. It's like, are y'all okay? Y'all don't find that weird? That I have to keep coming out with DMs and audios and shit to just keep it get exhausting fighting. So at this point, I'm not going to continue to fight anymore. What I'm going to continue to do, I had to just set up the paperwork. Just look, I had to ask, even though I didn't want my lawyers, I said, what are my options? What do I need to do? As a favor, since I had built somewhere, what do I need to do? You need to do your pre-trial. Okay, cool. That's it. That's all. I won't go overextend the little piece of relationship I have with them people. Let me just ask whatever questions I need to do, and then go on by my way. Do I need to form statements and shit like that? It ain't gonna be on nobody's letterhead. That shit coming directly from me, because I don't need it to be from a lawyer. You can make your own cease and desist. You do not have to go through a lawyer for that. A retraction statement, you do not have to go through a lawyer for that. As long as you put it out, and as long as it gets certified mail or delivered to an inbox or get put on social media, that's the delivery. I looked up each state, different laws and what penal codes and all that shit like that. Boom. They don't need to do this. Okay, cool. Is the shit still up? Okay. Notate it. Okay, cool. Put that in your paperwork as well. So when it gets to court, then you can pull it up. You say, in my opinion, do I feel fair charges are coming? Absolutely. I absolutely, you got to remember, we were in federal court. Shit was said in federal court. I had to clarify through somebody again about the sex tape situation. You're not going to sit up here and lie to these people saying I lied about that. No, you fucking okay? I literally have the Zoom ID. I heard somebody, and I ain't gonna say who or where I heard it from, that somebody recorded the shit and sent it to the feds. You're gonna sit up and lie like that didn't happen? You're gonna act like your website can't be pulled up and that link cannot, because I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Just because you delete shit, it is not deleted from nobody's Google server. It is not deleted from nobody's server. It is there. If anything, this shit was proven in court, and this is the thing that they do not see. It's the little breadcrumbs they leave out when they doing their little media and their little press run, right? They're not gonna tell you about the shit that was deleted on our end when they had me up there on the stand and they said, "Okay, could you look at the screen? Can you tell us what we're looking at?" I said, "Oh yeah." They said, "Could you tell us? Can you read to what this is?" I said, "This is a message from Tory Lanez and Tory Lanez's father on Instagram, messaging old girl about, hey, give us your number. We want to talk." I had actually forgot about that shit. I'm pretty sure she thought that she deleted that shit. They pulled that shit right on up. Ate her ass right up, right then and there. And they say, okay, and then she turned around and sent it to you, right? I said, yeah, this is our text messages. She turned around and sent that shit to me. And then they said, okay, right here, the conversation stopped. Could you tell us why the conversation stopped and why y'all didn't go deeper into this? I said, it's because that's where I started getting the phone calls and we started talking behind the scenes, which validated what the fuck I put out. But hoes want to sit up and say, well, he lied about that. Bitch, they got it right here. But see, she's not telling her fan base that. She's not telling the public that. They're not telling the public that. They're hurrying up and doing press runs and shit, because when the transcripts come out, it's gonna literally say, yeah, this is such and such. And then she called me, and then ABC 123 XYZ. Wait, are you talking about the Caitlin Walker thing? Or yes, the Caitlin Walker thing. That was brought, yes. But again, that went into them asking me, is there anything else that shows the discourse between you and her and why y'all had these disagreements? That's why all that information had to come out. Of course, me and her as friends are not going to come out to the public and say, we were fighting against such and such, such and such like this behind the scenes, because friends don't do that. But what she did tell y'all was plenty of times, man, NOIR stopped me from doing some dumb shit. NOIR stopped me from coming out saying this dumb ass shit. That goes into what I said on the stand. A lot of times we had them team meetings. She didn't like what I had to say. Eventually, I got taken out of the team meetings between me, her, and Alex, because I was disagreeing with a lot of shit. I said, don't put that dumb ass shit out. Don't do all that shit. Apparently, when you're not being a yes man, and when you be told too many times, no too many times, you become a bad person. I'd rather be a bad person by telling you no, by being a real friend, saying you could possibly be hemmed up from this. Don't do that dumb ass shit. Rather than sitting up over there knowing that somebody is supposedly your friend and letting you sink your ship by destroying everything that you're building, by setting it up on an improper foundation. That's the type of friend I am. I'd rather be that type of bad friend. I'd rather be looked at as if, nigga, I didn't like you at this point in time, but at least you told me the truth. I'd rather be that kind of friend. You say, can you clarify the video clip? Hike up to Meg's house or Kyle's house. Oh, okay, yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, I guess that wasn't even brought up, but okay. That wasn't even brought up on the stand, but okay. Here's the thing with that. I made sure I diffused that. I believe during deposition, I want to say during deposition, I diffused that. Or after it was deposition. I forget which part of how, whenever they came into play, when she caught herself trying to throw me under the bus with that situation. That wasn't about just Meg. The situation with me doing the hike, because y'all know I hike more than a few times per week. That's part of my workout shit, right? I said, oh, because I be around LA with my hiking and shit like that. And you start recognizing those big houses because you be like, man, I want a nice house like that. And I said, I actually recognize this house. This was during the time where it was Meg and it was a bunch of people. I think it was like Meg, Tori, and them. They had like some type of party at some type of house that they rented out for like an Airbnb situation. And I remember the house was left like, I'm not going to say completely trashed, but it wasn't left up to expectations when you leave an Airbnb. That's what it was. And it was in the blogs. And I remember them showing that I think the Airbnb host was kind of either suing or he was putting out like, oh, they left my house trash and it reached the blogs. And I was like, oh, I recognize that house. I know that house. It's up on Runyon Canyon. I did Runyon Canyon millions of times. I up and down Runyon Canyon like it ain't nothing. And I was like, do you want me to get you? Because it's like, it's good to have somebody on the ground that can get you like actual footage that's yours, because that makes it exclusive to you. This is business to me. Do you want me to go up there while I'm up there? Hey, I can get me a workout in while I'm up there, take you a nice little picture, boom, get you that, boom. Don't nobody else got that shit but you. That's how you get put on, nigga. You get your exclusive shit. Because who you know finna go up there hiking and get you that shit? I don't know if it's T Entertainment. I know it was like a villa looking house. That's all I remember. But I just remember they were staying there. That's all, and it wasn't just Meg. But so to me, it was like let me hold on, because my music stopping there and threw me off. Hold on, let me get some. Hopefully that's a good place. I just put it on, let it go. But I provided that, and then all of a sudden that's when she got online that day, saying, see, he was sending me stuff about back. This was when she was shifting blame onto people. It had went from me, then it went to Jalen, then it went to somebody else. When the shit went working on each one of us, I was like, no, that's not why I sent you that video. I sent you that video because I offered it while I was up there, and it was going to be beneficial to a story, so you can craft your own original story. You're not going to throw me up under the bus acting like I would just end up sending you shit about Meg. I wasn't that invested. Just like I wasn't that invested when you come calling me when I was out with friends and you want to sit up and talk about Carly. Bitch, I'm not going to talk about Carly while I'm sitting up with my homies. When I log out, when I clock off, that is that. I leave this shit online. You're the only one that sit up online talking about the people all day and night, and then you get offline and want to talk about that shit day and night. I'm not that type of nigga. So it gets exhausting having to defend myself a lot, which is why I have not reached out to media myself. Because I said, no, I'm going to wait till the transcripts come out. That's when notice is about to start going out. And niggas is about to get hit for these interviews. You're going to pay for that. Because essentially what you're doing, you're now going to go right back into court for the exact same thing that you accused Meg of doing, for committing perjury on the stand. Right? Because I want you to show me. Because then you're going to have to, then again, open back up your text messages. And you're going to have to prove that that very picture that I mentioned about Storm Monroe isn't in your text messages. You're going to have to also prove that none of your information is linked to any database website that look up anybody's background or look up nobody's mug shots or anybody's addresses. You're going to have to prove that too. You're going to have to prove, which you definitely can't prove this. You're going to have to prove that you didn't sit up and lie on Armand and sit up and lie and claim that boy came to fight you in Houston. There's proof of that. Didn't lie about that. And if I recall, I did not say she had people doxing people. In fact, I didn't say that she had anybody doxing people. I said she looked at and she had companies that she paid. I don't know the name of those background companies because remember, I entrusted in her because she had a degree, so-called, in criminal justice. So I said, okay, this must be something that they do, that they can look on certain websites and get people information. Okay, cool. Under the premise of these people are harassing you, or they're bullying you, or they're stalking you. And the only time I've ever had to look up anybody's information is provable when somebody lied and said Danny Biker Chick was over there trying to kick her door in to beat her ass. That played out in the public. But you're not going to lie on me. Because who was there during that time when somebody claimed that Danny Biker Chick was going to come beat her ass and bust her door in? You can't use that excuse, baby. I still had the messages between me and old girl when I told her to go to the police if this person is trying to break in your house. I still have those text messages. We were looking out for a community member. That's not going to fly. I never said you had anybody looking up. This is why Dum Dum, with his text message, I'm going to prove that you're obsessed, and I ain't used my job to look up anything, and my job doesn't have that capabilities. I didn't ask you all that, player. I asked you one simple thing. Because what the word through the grapevine was, it was between you and somebody else. I was trying to spare you, and what came up in the court case. Well, did such and such get you fired? Okay. Only for them to throw you up under the bus about, yeah, I got him fired from on site. Only for them to now be possibly looking into that as conspiring, workplace harassment, creating a hostile work environment. Because now, since Dum Dum, since he want to be so smart, thinking he hiding in his Discord, let me drop this tea on your lap. Some slid across my desk unbeknownst to me. I didn't ask for shit. Somebody called themselves in their Discord, showing the messages from her Discord of her laying the foundation of getting me fired from on site. In the message, it shows her saying, laying the foundation. Bitch, you cannot be this stupid. And this woman just got up on the stand and said, yes, I got him fired from on site. You have just shown that you have conspired to create a situation. And that's where the fucking text message, that's where the messages came from, right? With the whole not NOIR, wait, what was it? Not NOIR sniffing coke. Not NOIR wanted to sleep with Kaylin Walker. When those screenshots came to me, I said, I've never seen this shit. I didn't know that this shit from on site, right? I'm being shown some shit that I had never seen. They clocking you in real time. And I said, oh my God, these people got a lot. This is a lot of shit that even I missed. I did not know that these people accused me of doing coke. Bitch, I don't even like being around bitches that do coke. I don't play that shit. Nigga, it's either weed or nothing. Maybe a nice little drink. I do not play with any outside. I do not play with anything outside of some herb. That's it. I don't be around bitches with coke. I don't fuck with coke. Which is why I went so hard from when they was going on Cupcake Meat, unbeknownst to me that video was floating around. And that's not for me to bring her up. This is just a reference point. When I was going so hard for her, like, bitch, take that nigga to court. What you doing? Then that's when I found out about the video. And I was like, God damn, bitch, they got you with taking coke out your titties? I'd be damned. It's stuff that I don't be around that shit like that, bro. See, notice how I don't address people no more. It's just a certain get the fuck up out of here. I'm just laying the groundwork for you on how many fires and how many people that she's throwing up under the bus in real time. And you want to sit behind the scenes playing games? This is why I don't be in these discords and don't be behind the scenes with this weird ass shit with y'all. And let me make myself abundantly clear. If I'm behind the scenes talking about a bitch I don't like, I've done that very thing in public. Me being in private amongst my DMs, talking about somebody I don't like is not a drag. It's not a dig. If I don't like you, bitch, I'm going to talk big cash money shit about the bitch. You think I'm finna sit behind the scenes and be like, oh my God, no, oh no. I'm like, yeah, that whole look tragic, bro. Now I'm not gonna be sitting up with days on end and just having a whole conversation about the shit. But if you're expecting me to be having nice words about somebody who not only tried to embarrass me And then even going on interviews talking about he's upset because he couldn't come to the gripes of him being a homosexual. Lady, I came to you and told you you can't continue to try to drag me on some shit that I came out to the public with on my own. I had to reconcile within myself that I like both women and men at some point in my life. And eventually I was going to have to talk to the public about that. That's not a drag to me. That's self-work I had to do before I was comfortable enough to do that. So when that came out in court, things that I already knew that you were coming on the defense with because you talk so much online, that same shit that you did online, as soon as they came out with that, said, and is it true that you were upset because she exposed a relationship? I said, here they go with this tired ass shit. That's when the shit came out with Storm. And I said, no, this shit has been building since 2019, dog. I don't just stop being friends with people just because friends be doing dumb shit. Sometimes I feel the responsibility as if I'm really your friend, I'm going to try to talk to you about certain shit first. I'm going to try to reel you in as a friend. I'm going to try to talk you off the ledge a few times before I say, bitch, I'm tired of carrying this weight for you. I'm tired of being the voice of reason for you. I can't do this work for you anymore. I'm going to just let you go. I can't carry this for you. I can't keep putting your burden on my back. It is not responsibility. You have a whole nigga that's not even reeling you in. If your nigga not even looking out for you, then what am I doing? Why am I the one being burdened with the responsibility to pull you off the ledge every time? Why am I being stressed out enough to have to continue doing that? There was a conversation that Linsky and them started, which is a very good conversation about why Black women feel unprotected. I'm going to dabble in that a little bit to show you how and intertwine it into this as to why we are on the defense on where we divide our protection from. Let me give you an example. If a random man stops a woman that's getting her ass beat in public from her pookie, right? And we go out on a limb because we know our lives can be lost at any given time trying to protect some random woman, correct? Only for the woman to turn around and say, nigga, mind your business. As she's sitting there bloody, bruised, and beaten. I done got my ass beat trying to fight the nigga behind you, somebody I don't know. And you look me dead in my face and say, nigga, mind your business. Ain't nobody asked you to step in business, blah, 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 blah. Eventually, black men go say, oh, okay, well, I just got my ass handed to me, and the woman not even caring for her ass getting beat. Eventually, I'm going to start looking out for my life a lot more than yours. Eventually, I'm going to say, bitch, that's your problem. You getting your ass whooped between the washer and dryer and you ain't doing shit about it? Don't tell me, ho. Go tell the police. Eventually, I'm going to walk around seeing you get your ass beat. I'm going to say, there could be my life being lost right now. I don't know if I can put my life at risk. I have a family to get home to. I have a wife, or I have a lover, or I have kids, or I have something at home I need myself to get back to. I cannot then put my life on the line and keep getting my ass whooped for you, only for you to turn around and do the same exact thing. Cut to me warning old girl so many different times, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, to bam, when I left, what happened? She did it. Now you're in court. Now you just lost in court, and now your name is forever solidified in the very shit that I was trying to warn you of, ruining your business, ruining your brand, ruining your image. Now people don't even have to look too far when they Google. They go see, oh, this is the person that was, yes, by definition, you got placed off of a technicality because you were deemed media. Congratulations to you. Good for you. Let's remember who reminded you to get that trademark paperwork. But I digress. For a nigga that put you on to that and said, nigga, bitch, get your ass, get that paperwork started. But I digress on that too. Niggas weren't even doing proper business until a real one stepped up and say, bitch, go get your paperwork right. But okay. You're welcome. A nigga looked out for you even before I knew it. But technically, I only say it saved her only because it did add some type of media entertainment aspect to it. That's why I say, because trust me, because I'm already starting my paperwork. I'm like, let me just go and get my shit started. So I know what it's covering. But it's the simple fact of, had it not been for that, having defamation placed on your back and to that extent like that, to where the emotional distress and damages and all that come with it, to then and see, and this is what I don't think people understand with this case. When this case first started, what was the initial charge? I want to see how good everybody was paying attention. What was the initial charge that she was being sued for? Go. I want to see how many people was paying attention. It was the very first one, the very, very first one. It was the major one before everything else got added on, because those other charges got added on after the fact. The deep fake. There we go. Pay attention. All that other shit to me was a distraction, bitch. All that other shit, this is the get you gotcha. Yes, they added all that other stuff to it, and they were damn near successful with getting everything else like that. But it was to kind of distract you from the fact of no. Yeah. You can get that little tossed out right there. But that deep fake shit, bitch, I fear for you with that. I low key fear what they're going to do. I fear low key fear that they ate you up with that. Because now that they prove in civil court, right? I'm almost questioning, can the state then pick it up and do some criminal shit against you for that? I fear that they I wouldn't do too many victory laps. But I almost fear, like they said, they let you dog walk yourself in the media just enough to where if they did decide to pull criminal, they're going to be able to pull CBS. They're going to be able to pull station head from when you said, I don't know if this is real or not, but I'm a for my little girl account. And then they go then pull the transcript from the stand of saying, well, I thought it was real. So you knew that this was real, but you still put it out. And with this setting the precedence as being like the first case in Florida, I believe, to set this type of precedence, I fear that if Florida wants to be petty, not even that Jamaican jerk chicken nigga that you got over there representing you can save you from that. They go fry your ass. And ain't a media pass that can save you from that shit. Because notice, ain't nobody talking about the deepfake shit. It's some shit that's brewing. Them niggas is too quiet on Meg's side for me. Nigga, I fear they about to eat. I fear the way that shit about to come down on you. Bitches is behind the scenes putting on boots the way they about to stomp somebody. I fear that they're allowing you to get it's almost, remember that video that came out of her when she was in that Airbnb flapping around with the rest of them and they all kind of looked funky with that water all on the floor in the Airbnb and they was flapping around like it was their first time twerking and shit. It's like the world is kind of watching you do that, but on interviews just long enough so they can turn around and say, hi, bitch, gotcha. Oh, he was the one. You said they're going to get that defamation count reinstated. Look up the post-judgment motions. Meg's team ain't done. I fear they about to eat. I fear they about to eat that. No. I fear they about to eat that whole clean up. I fear that they are the type of people that's paid enough saying, no, bitch, we're not satisfied. Yes, we kind of won this, but it ain't what we wanted. I fear they about to come around for round 2 and say, we ain't done yet. We're not finished. I'm not happy. I want that whole I want that whole head on the swirl. I want that whole head on the stake. I'm not happy with this. Yes, let's let her do whatever. Let's let her do whatever like that. Let's let her go on a sympathy tour. Yes, let's let her get put in the blogs. And yes, let's let her talk enough. Let's let her go on her mom Wiggins that was sitting right there in the courtroom. Yes, so let's link him to that. I fear that he's going to get pulled into it too, and he don't even realize it. I fear it's already too late. You can't even take, even that if you take down the interview, they already got it. I fear that you can't even put down tweets now. They already got it. I fear misinformation about to get thrown around again. They already got it. I fear they're going to be looking at analytics to see how many people it touched, how many people it's been retweeted, how many people have reported on it. And I only heard about it through Jay Nolan. Shout out to him. He's another media person that I like his reporting. It hurt me that I couldn't comment on a lot of shit in a lot of videos, but I sat back and I just watched and I took notes. I fear they're about to eat real good. There isn't a chopped wig that you can put on that's going to save you. Down there looking like Sister Mary fucking Clarence with that fucking nun outfit on. That shit pissed me off. I don't know who. At this point, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about you hoes that's been sitting up over there that just let this woman walk out any way you want to. You hoes is pathetic, bro. I could have swore I was looking up watching Sister Act 2 when I saw this one black outfit. I said, "That a nun outfit? What has she got on?" You say how you know about that wig from the interview from CBS. I'm tripping, bro. I went shopping that day before I went on the stand, and I showed up looking the way I look. Nigga, you couldn't put out of all them stores down there in Miami. Yes, the Kamala wig. Out of all them stores in Miami, you couldn't pop in the Zara, a little H&M. I popped in the Red Zebra. Valiant Men, shout out to them. I was hitting every store on that fucking strip, making sure I got me. So I had a couple of outfits lined up. I said, nigga, if they pull me up here for a second day, I'm about to eat with this one too. I had a couple of them hoes lined up. I had brought my shit from Greece with me. I said, nigga, I'm finna come in this hole looking. You ain't finna catch me. If they do by chance catch me, you ain't finna catch me looking crazy. I looked over and saw that hoe where she was wearing. I almost damn near bust out laughing on this thing. I did not want to do it because I had just finished crying. But I looked over. I said, in my head, I said, "What the fuck did this hoe have on?" I looked back for it. I almost lost it. I said, "This shit looks." What about your friends? What up? What? I don't understand. It was horrible. I had to watch from a distance. I had to watch. And I just be looking like this is what I remember. This is what I remember. The horrible outfits, yes. Talking to off flesh like don't wear that shit. Don't do that. When you walk away and you just let people just go, just be who they are, and you get to see it for yourself. I think my work speaks for itself when you can see what I was trying to warn y'all of and what you see on camera. There's not a filter that can save you from them outfits. I can put on some cheap shit and not make it look cheap when I step out. That's why I like to mix and match highs and lows. That's why you have to just know what you're doing. Pay attention to don't even respond, but pay attention to the chat be proving what I be talking about, right? Just don't even respond to it. But notice how I just keep moving on. But who did eat some shit up was Meg. I don't care what y'all say. Them pictures don't do it justice, nigga. Them pictures don't do it justice. I sat in the room with that lady, but had I not just gotten through doing my whole spiel on the stand, I would have turned her and I would have talked to her. But again, that's me being professional and me saying, no, I'm not here for that. If I'm meant to talk to that woman, I'll talk to her whenever. But this ain't about this. It ain't about me. It's about her. I excuse myself from the room and I let them have the room. Gorgeous. Fit, bad. Height, tall. And I'm a tall nigga. So you know I'm like, if I'm bragging on her height, she tall. The Lil Wayne should eat me up. You know what I really respect though? The people who are deeming themselves media, right? they didn't just go. The ones that have talked to me behind the scenes, I said, let's just hold off. I said, because a couple of people have asked for an interview, and I said, I'm not rushing to do an interview. I'm not rushing to do none of that shit because I'm really not trying to be seen like that from this. But if you want statements, cool, but I gotta wait. What I respect, even after my situation, how people came up to me and how they said, you know what, I didn't know that you went through that, because what we had heard was something completely different, and they were able to come up to me and say, hey, we sorry for that. They didn't have to do that. To me, that type of media is the media that I want to see. I got to give somebody their credit, even though people don't want to give him credit. People look at him as chaotic. People look at him as crazy. He may have a little something on him, but at least I feel like you're trying. The Knot was decent. I don't even go lie to you. He was respectful. He came up to me, shook my hand, and said, man, damn, I didn't know you was going through all that. He said, I had heard something completely different about you. I said, man, I appreciate that. We left it off at that. I just left it at that. I didn't look deeper into it. I just said, okay, I respect that. Megan Kniff, the way she reported about the shit. The Diva Docket, the way she reported about shit. The way that Pam, and I don't even know Pam the Esquire like that. I just appreciated them keeping the humanity part of just the whole experience of just not just being there to try to make it entertainment. Why, yes, media has a duty to add some type of little razzle dazzle to it to try to be able to